Hello, how you doing? This is the Morning Garden. Um, Unshaven, but nevertheless still here. Some of you may know already that I was involved in a major car accident this year, and kept me down for close to 9 months. And I'm doing much better now, learning to walk and speak, which I couldn't do that at first. And but I'm okay. I'm okay. Um, uh, Food Forest Permaculture would put the word out there and let people know how I was doing, and I appreciate that very much. During the time when I was severely, you know, recovering, that took some time to come back from. I am back, and I am so happy to be here. And haven't eaten breakfast yet, so I'm not going to talk too long. But oh my goodness, we got a lot of stuff in the news. I'm not going to mention any of the people's names and all, but it sounds like we have a rough time ahead, and that means that we're going to have to learn how to grow our own food. As I've been saying for years, I've been saying it for years, and a lot of uh, people that are on YouTube, some of them have taken my advice and they said, "Got to learn how to grow our own food." Some people have already been doing it, but especially now. Um, so what I did, dead of winter, I ordered some of my seeds. Might order a few more items today, but all in all, I'm ordering my seeds now in the dead of winter because no one's no one but the hardcore gardeners and farmers are ordering their seeds right now. They're doing it now because they don't know what the future may hold, and then on top of that, the prices are going to reflect um, a different, uh, price range once the winter and is over. People are going to be getting into their gardening, and that's going to be seeds that are at the Walmart stores and at the what they call it, so Home Depot, Lowe's, all of that's coming back, and so we're going to see a lot of that. So I'm just saying, we are here, and we're all doing okay. And I want to say that I am still interested in growing as much food as I possibly can. So that being said, I wish I found out how to set this thing up so I could receive some of your comments. Oh, okay. I think they should do it. But all in all, I've been struggling. Uh, yet last year I meant to put a garden out. I started on it, had all this ginger I ordered, and one night headed to work, a drunk driver ran into me, bam, hit my car, towed it to hell. They had to cut me out of it. Um, and then laying up in the hospital with all the surgeries that had to be done. Um, all in all, I'm coming back. You know, still walking with a cane though at times. But first time owning a wheelchair was this time around. I owned one. I got one. I don't know why I bought it. Yeah, I know why I bought it because I couldn't walk. And you know, but all in all, I'm coming along. Now, I'm going to be trying out this year some newer gardening techniques that will be implemented, and I am going to get into that. So all in all, it's on. Growing food, making sure I have the food is going to be a plus. And all the amount of knowledge that I have. Good morning. Look at that right there. Somebody actually took the nerve to pop in and say good morning. I appreciate that. And this is, oh, and by the way, this is the first person that popped in since I've been back on from the hospital to here. First person pop in. So she's like legendary. So she just popped in. Um, I have all my seeds. I just want more because we don't know what this year is going to hold. Now, there's something that I used to get from eBay, and that's why I want to tell some people to go to. Um, I get the Swiss chard from eBay, and that is some good stuff. Yes, I am in fact feeling better. Now, walking is still a struggle. That's just part of healing. Walking is still a struggle. Um, but I made it back to work. I'm a fighter, and I made it back to work, and was real nervous about that because after being in bed and in wheelchairs for 8.5, 9 months, I'm back. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Yes, I'm just moving. Hey, look, I'm telling you what I got y'all on right now. This is not my real big computer. This is my laptop, and I like it. I bought this thing from Walmart for a couple of dollars, and it works. It actually works, and I like it. And it makes me feel good that I'm able to have multiple computers at the house, so I could go from one to the other. And right now, this background you see here, that's not real. Like some of you already know that, but I'm just in my bedroom. Uh, and I said, do I feel like going in there and sitting up and being online? I said, no, because it's going to be a short conversation. I said, so what I want to do is sit in here and talk to some of you about gardening. And my biggest thing about gardening was saving money. And look, listen, my neighbor, he's gotten into gardening now. When he saw what's happening with the economy, he jumped into gardening. And he has enough room in his backyard to do what he needs to do. Um, it's like 10,000 square feet, and that's enough to raise enough for a family of probably 6 or 7 food. Now, what I'm going to do, Lord willing, this year coming up, I am going to try a new gardening technique for myself. Because if you know me, you know I have a big thing that I don't like about gardening that I used to do a lot of when I was younger, was digging up the whole ground. I even bought a tiller at one point, and I would till up the entire ground. But I don't like what that does to the soil. It actually kills a lot of the microbes in the soil. So this year, and I've been trying to find online some people that are doing this. But if you use a shovel and you dig out a patch of grass, just imagine this, if you will, and you flip it over on the green part of the grass, just flip it over. What's going to be exposed is going to be the soil and the roots. Now, when you do that, I will add to that some fertility in the form of compost, and I will put in either already started plants, or I will put in seeds. But actually, I'm going to do a little of both. And that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my plan. Because when you flip that grass over, now when you say, wait a minute, why has he got grass in his garden? Because I don't dig in my garden. As little as possible. I don't dig up. I don't till up my ground anymore. I don't go around using a hoe and hoeing up the whole area. I don't do that anymore. Because when I do that, I get lots and lots and lots of weeds. So I don't do that anymore. What I do, in fact, do is, like I said, shovel 2 to 3 inches deep, flip it over, and when you do that, the grass that you just flipped over will compost in place. And when that happens, it creates food for the grass, for the plant uh, in the root zone. It will create a food supply, and it will create warmth in the soil from the grass decaying in the ground. So I've done this before. It works extremely well. Um, the soil gets extremely soft and pliable due to the fact that um, you are adding compost in the form of grass and weeds. You're adding it, but when you flip it over, it just takes off and grows. Another thing is I used to do watermelons. I would put them in the ground, and and try to grow them out. And I said, wait a minute, something's wrong here. I don't have the best soil in the world. I can admit that. I will tell people that a lot of you don't have the best soil in the world. You just don't. You just don't. Because if you tried growing and you've been messing with your garden for years, and you get a little bit of food here and a little bit of this here, something's going on. And a lot of you haven't went out, got any soil tests. Now up here where I'm at in Maryland, the soil test, you can hang that up, because you find a place that you can send it off and get it done would be great. A lot of times there's not a lot of government funding for places like that anymore. They just kind of said, well, no big deal. But a lot of it in Maryland is set up to really discourage you from growing food. It's because there's no resources out there really of a bunch of information where you can go to and get information, and also talk to people that would be there to help you, other than if you go online. And a lot of times when you go online, you can get a whole ton of information that'll have you spinning around in circles, because one person will tell you do it this way, one person say do it that way, one person say this works, one person say that works, and a lot of times that can really screw you up, and you'll keep missing time and treating plants in a manner that they don't grow well, and that you don't grow enough food, or enough food that's very nutritional, that's dense in nutrients. You don't know how to feed them. I see people do this one thing I see done a lot. They grow, excuse me, they have these sites at home or in the kitchen, outside or in the kitchen, where they throw all their food scraps in, and they say this makes compost. Well, the only problem I have with that, if you're using onion peels and a lettuce core, apple cores, banana peels, using all this stuff. The only problem I have with that is, how was it grown? How was that stuff grown? Was it used man-made chemicals? Was it used, where they put the bare minimum of what nutrients are needed to grow it? If so, what you put in is what you're gonna get out. And so that's why I don't really care for those types of items to be added to your compost pile. I like to use weeds. I like to use weeds. Weeds are really great at fertilization of your ground. Weeds, grass, always pure, because they grow a lot of times with such a deep root system, and they'll fertilize your ground really well. Some people will put grass and weeds in a container of water and let them soak for a week or two, and create all this beautiful green liquid that you could take 1% and then the rest of it water. But I like to use water from either my rain barrel system because when you start adding in water from your home, you have all these chemicals in your water that kill the microbes in the soil. Well, that's what they're designed to do, is to kill microbes. So that's what they do. So if you have any questions about gardening or anything like that, I'm thinking about bringing this station back, putting it back on and online and getting it done the right way, so I can help people that may need some information. Not saying that I know it all. I just know a great deal because I've been doing this for over 25 years. And I used to grow everything from watermelons to, right now there's a number of fruit trees on my property now that I put in. I bought at one of the tree stores online. I don't like buying from Walmart and Lowe's or Home Depot unless I have to, because they sell a lot of what they call the standard trees. And standard trees take longer to produce fruit. And if you don't have a lot of space on your property, they also produce a lot of size, and I don't need that. So I like to grow dwarf trees, but don't let the smooth taste fool you, folks. Dwarf trees are not as dwarfed as they say they're going to be. And look, read the labels on some of them. They say may grow 8, 10 feet, 4 feet wide, things like that. That's not true. I got trees out there right now that are almost as tall as my house, and they were sold as dwarf trees, and they just as tall as my house. Big, thick branches. Yeah. So keep that in mind. If they say 8, 10 feet, you figure 22 feet, because I got trees out there that are 22 feet high, and these are dwarfs. Yep. And I got to get some flowers in my yard so I can start producing flowers that help produce and bring in pollinators. And so I bought what they call that flower, sunflowers, and birds eat them up. So you got to collect the seeds before the birds get them. And I think that the seeds that I bought, I know I'm going to use them to produce some sunflowers, and then collect the seeds from them, and I'll never buy sunflowers again because I always save the seeds. Seed saving. Okra, I now grow that burgundy okra. I also still grow the spineless okra, and that'll be part of my garden as well. Those two. Oh, wait a minute. I see something here somebody put down here. How long that's been down there? Hope I didn't have nobody waiting too long. Oh, here it is here. Do you grow your own watermelon in pots? No, I don't grow them in pots. I could, but I haven't. And I just put them in the ground and load them up with a lot of nutrients. But I tell you what I did. I'm gonna tell you a little story about watermelons. I put here in Maryland, we got Crimson and also Sugar Baby that do pretty well in Maryland, because we have a very, and I mean extremely short growing season. So it's best you get them seeds started as soon as you can, because you put them in the ground and before you know it, plants are growing, the watermelons are growing, and it's going into fall and winter. And that's not good. So what I do now is I do the same thing. Shovel out a patch of grass, flip it over, compost, and put the plants on top that I've already started. And I'll put maybe 6, 7, 8 plants in. It doesn't matter because I have the room for it. I have the space for it. And I'll do sugar babies. And I have plenty seeds. So watermelon seeds, when I put watermelon seeds in, if I put them in the ground or I grow the plants, I'll put 3 seeds in the pots and grow those out. Why is I'm growing 3 seeds? Because watermelon seeds, they don't survive that well, and things happen to them. So I put 3 seeds in, 3 seeds in each little plot. I space. I go every 4 feet. I put 3 seeds in, 3 seeds in here, 3 seeds in there, and I'll do that so I know for a fact that I stand a greater chance of that plant coming up. I'll do the same thing with peppers. Peppers grow well if you put 2 plants together. I'll put 3 together. Okra, 2 together. The big plants, and a lot of what I'm doing this year that will really help your plants to create blooms, and that is make certain that you prune a lot of your vegetable plants. Prune them, but learn how to prune them the correct way. Because when you do that, you get rid of your plant trying to feed big branches and trying to feed leaves that are already at the bottom of the plant. Like tomato plants, their leaves get diseased real quick. You want to take those leaves off. Why have your plant trying to feed them? Taking out suckers that are on tomato plants, to get rid of them, because you want to make sure that your plant is focused. The energy of the plant is focused solely on producing fruit. And that's how that goes. Same thing with fruit trees. Same thing with fruit trees. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been real. I've been on it 22 minutes, 30 seconds. And I had some people come and visit me. The first people I had to come visit me. But I may go back on here today. So if you're interested in tuning in, just tune in. I'll be here. Because I'm not going to go outside. It's too cold. What's the temperature? Oh, I don't have my weather gauge right here. 37 degrees. My first broadcast in almost a year. Thank you, folks. And remember, I'll be back on here today, sometime today. Peace out. Badoo, badoo.